Is it I, Lord? I had asked the question the same as all the others. Only Jesus and I know that it was a planned betrayal. How else is he to take his stand and rise up against these self-serving priests and the Roman soldiers and break the yoke of oppression that he came to do? Jesus has been telling us constantly that the kingdom of heaven is near. I tell myself as I continue to walk quickly into the garden with my strange entourage of soldiers and Pharisees. I cannot help but emit another low chuckle as I think about the silver coins that now swell our coffers from those priests. Little do those sanctimonious holy men know that they are helping finance their doom. I go over the chronology in my thoughts and I savor the miracle of it all. Over the past week, I've come to realize that the time is now for us to stand up and help Jesus usher in his kingdom. I, an educated Judean, have tried so often to explain things to these illiterate Galileans, but they are thick-headed. I love them, though, these coarse northerners. After our supper one evening, I had gone for a walk when I encountered a crowd of Jews from Jerusalem. Circling the crowd quietly, I came upon a small band of Jerusalem's chief priests that were spying on us. That was when I experienced an epiphany. I could trick these greedy priests into not only hastening Jesus' triumphant coming into his glory, but also into adding to our treasury. I put my hand on my purse and feel the 30 silver coins the pompous priest counted out to me in anticipation of my help. Fools! I can't resist at least a whisper here as I walk with them among the olive trees. Last evening, Jesus sanctioned my plan. One of you 12 will betray me, he said. And then he added so quietly, I think that only I heard, the one who dips his bread in the dish with me. He looked knowingly at me and offered me his bowl. I took a piece of bread and dipped it in the hot, spicy broth. And then Jesus whispered to me, hurry, do what you must do. I went quickly to the chief priest to complete my mission, knowing that I had been chosen from among all the others to usher in this glorious occasion. The priests were so easy to fool. They follow me now like sheep after their shepherd, never suspecting their fate. When we reach the place where Jesus is, I identify him with a kiss. Hurriedly, Jesus admonishes me to be quick and calls me his friend. When a scuffle breaks out between Peter and one of Caiaphas' servants, Jesus settles the matter in haste, telling Peter that he could have called 12 legions of angels, but that he would not, because the scripture has said that it must happen this way. And I am the catalyst, I think later. I am part of it. I opened my eyes and realized that I had fallen asleep under a tree here on my bed after the soldiers had Jesus away. Peering through the branches, I can see that the sun is already up. I get my bearing and crawl out of my sanctuary and head on down the Mount of Olives to the walls of the city and search for a gate. Hastening through it to the streets of the shopkeepers, I approach a vendor and pat him on the back. Cheer up, uncle, I tell him. On this very day, the Messiah will make himself known as the King of the Jews. Thoughtfully, he looks off in the distance and muses. Strange that you should mention that title, King of the Jews. That's what Pilate wrote on the sign they tacked on his cross. King of the Jews? I asked him. Whose cross? Yeshua ish Nazareth, he says in the Aramaic. The one they call Jesus in the Greek. He hangs there now on Golgotha, that despised place of the skull. Jesus of Nazareth? A sound like a ram's horn begins to roar in my ears and my head. I don't know how, but I find myself at the temple, Some of the priests and a few elders are there as I come bursting through the door. What have you done with him? I demand. He goes to his death as he should, one of them answers. But I protest. He is innocent. I was only trying to help him reveal himself. Now the plan is foiled. Then I turn on him in fury. Take back your silver coins, for I have sinned. I fall before them to my knees. But they refuse my outstretched hands that are overflowing with the shiny coins. One spits upon my face and retorts, "What do we care if you are a sinner? That's your business." Suddenly, I am energized with unknown strength, and I hurl the money through the door and watch it rain down upon their startled faces before I depart. Outside, it has grown dark. With my newfound strength, I make my way across the city. Finally, I grab a small man and jerk his face to mine, a mad dog leering into the eyes of a rabbit. "Tell me," I demand, and he seems to know what I need to hear. "Nearly dead," he croaks out. "They're going to break their legs, so this will be over soon." I fling him down and begin to run. And I run to the outskirts of the city and up the ridge of hills up the ridge of hills that serve to protect Jerusalem from the north. Spread before me is a bustling city. And closer by, outside the walls and silhouetted against the light streak of sky, in this ominous dome are 3 crosses. I grab a rope that is coiled and neatly stored by a shepherd's hut. Calmly now, I know what I must do. I fashion a noose and climb up in the almond tree that clings valiantly to the cliff. I attach one end of the rope to the tree and tighten the other end around my neck. I do it mostly by feel because it is growing dark and my eyes brim with tears. The earth begins to tremble as I speak my benediction. Forgive me, my Lord and my God. It is I who has betrayed you. Would somebody please turn the lights up? Cracks the ground before my very eyes. I jump out of the tree and over the cliff into blessed darkness.